Anyways, before she decided to end the video on accident. But yeah, he freaking came. He drove around the corner, like right there by KFC and in Lexington, you know. And the KFC, like right there across the street from Tasty China. You guys will see, like right by the library. As soon as I leave the library, this guy comes up, and you know how you're supposed to look both ways like this? Well, I seen his head go like this, so I know he knows we were walking towards the car. And then he's looking like this, and then he just proceeds to drive and turn the corner, I guess with his head turned that way. Like, who does that shit? And then freaking, I smacked the bumper because he was too close to me. And then he continued to I felt like I was gonna get ran over. And he actually left a black mark on my pants. Right here, if you can see it. From the dirt from his vehicle. From his vehicle being dirty, you know, it rubbed on my leg. I pulled my leg back and freaking, yeah. And I got his license plate, KDT or some shit like that. Or KTD or some shit. And I freaking called the cops, and Officer Kramer, I know Officer Kramer, he knows me. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker loves his job, man. He will chase a motherfucker. That motherfucker will chase you on foot. Like, yeah, Officer Kramer. And that guy better not be drunk. He better not have been drinking no Coronas, essay. Because that motherfucker was Mexican, too. Better not have been drinking no Coronas that day. You know? But, there goes the dogs and everything. The dogs and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to hop on here because like someone almost literally just ran me over on purpose. That's what I'm talking about. The community harassment is crazy. You know, community harassment is crazy. And then there's beautiful girls everywhere, man. Like, these girls are so beautiful. And then like my mind freaks out. Like why do they scream? Like, that's the one you want. That's the one. You know. And then I hear pick me. And it's just like, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know what to call it, but I'll just call it like demons. To sound cliche, you know? But like, yeah, they talking shit, man. They make people feel some type of way. They make me feel some type of way. And it's just like they use people to like kind of like get their will through into the physical realm. So like they'll use people to like verbally harass me. So it's like a little system they got going on, but like, so people are literally being possessed and shit. But there's really nothing they can do about it because they have no spiritual authority. So, I mean, there is something they can do about it if they actually know who Christ is and they actually like, I guess, you know, kind of like, how do you call it? When you take initiative, not really take initiative. When you're vested in your authority, when they put on that vesture, is when they can, and that might be the blood of Christ, you know? When they can actually tell these entities, you know, fuck off. Whatever the hell, yeah.
I'm about to go on see if I can find something.
Alright. Alright. But, yeah, I'm going back to my,
We're going back to our
my humble abode over there, you know? Back to being homeless and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you guys, man, I grew up in a pretty wealthy family, so this is not easy for me, man. This is not easy for me. I grew up in a rich family, so like, for those of you who don't know, my grandfather is actually the lead guitarist of Kool and the Gang. He died. His name is Charles Clayton Smith. He was one of the co-founders, lead guitarists of Kool and the Gang. My mom, a lot of my family gets royalties and stuff like that still from some of the songs that they play and stuff like that. And you know, this is hard for me, man. I'm just out here and dirty and stuff, you know. I feel dirty. I tried my best to stay clean. And you know, just if anyone can help me out, you know, help me, because I'm actually starting a business, which is gonna be like copywriting and e-commerce. But what I want to do is I kind of want to like Because with the copywriting thing, they're telling me, you know, just you can copyright anybody, you know? Not copyrights like COPYRIH, you know, like rights? No. It's copyright like WR, right? Like that type of right. So copywriting, the WR copywriting, is what they're saying that you can take and do with any business. You know, you can pretty much like make funnels for getting information and then finding your niche, and then people that are actually like serious about buying a product will buy a product. So all you basically got to do is just go crazy online on Google and just like make a bunch of websites, maybe write an essay or two, and kind of put like links in for your e-commerce. But the essay has to be about the product that you're selling, and it has to kind of like captivate the audience. It has to like kind of like hit home with the audience, you know, make a connection. So the stuff that you're trying to sell, you should copyright, if it makes sense. Because not only does that help with brand exposure, that also helps with finding your customers, finding your fan base, or however you do it, finding your clients, you know, and then having a strong relationship where it's long term. Well, they'll continue coming back to you to buy your stuff or get information or be entertained or whatever it is that you want to do, right? And for me, there's a lot of things that I can do, right? And the only thing I want to do is to be free. And the only thing that it takes to be free in this society is you got to have basically like a stream of money that never runs out. It never runs dry. And it has to be a constant stream. And it has to be a stream to where you basically can't spend more than you make. So true freedom in this society is just financial freedom. That's all it is. So what you want to do is you want to take all the talents that you have. And for me, like, I can pretty much do anything I set my mind to. Like, literally. I'm not kidding you guys. I can do pretty much anything I set my mind to. I can dance. I can sing. Decently good. You know, I'm not like freaking, you know, whoever one of the great singers are, Alicia Keys or something like that, you know. But I am very talented. I can play instruments as well, pretty good. I can you know, do things. I can do physical things too. I can box. I can play soccer pretty good. I can play basketball really good. I can ride BMX, you know, things like that. You know, there's just a lot of other things I can do. I can pretty much do anything. You know, I can learn anything. So it's like, where do I want to start? You know, I know a lot about being healthy now because I've been researching these things for a long time, about keeping my body healthy and everything like that. So yeah, I know a lot about, you know, the health side of it too. I know a little bit about human anatomy too, actually, you know. I can't really name or list off all the things that the body's comprised of, but I know what they are and what their functions are. See what I'm saying? Like the liver, the kidneys, that's to clean your blood and break down proteins and stuff like that, help you get rid of toxins from breaking down proteins and things like that. Your cardiovascular system, we already know what that is. Your neuroplastosis, which is like the expanding of electrical neurons and new pathways in your brain. Pineal gland, we already know what that is. Your lizard brain, which is like, I call it the monkey because I believe that I can hear that part of me, but I don't like to talk about it because then I sound crazy, you know what I'm saying? But like, I think that might be what it is. Like my animalistic drive is what I'm hearing, because whenever a girl will walk by me, bro, and I get that hot flash. Whenever I look at a female, like I get a really intense hot flash, like it's almost incapacitating, but I can still kind of move and stuff, you know.
How you doing, man?
And then the voices will be like, oh, you know, get her, you know, that's the one, you know. But it's not really my voice. I'm like, well, who is that really? Because it's not my conscious saying that. I'm consciously trying to walk to my destination, and then I see this angel of a being, or the devil of a being, you know, because the devil is very beautiful. And I just get this hot flash, and then all these voices, they start screaming and trying to tell me a bunch of shit. And I'm just like, you know, just fuck off, man. Fuck off, you know? And on top of that, I have the community harassment. So But that might be because, you know, they just don't know what to do with me just being on the radar, like being so loud, you know? Because people have told me. Who, Herbo?
Yeah, I only got 5. Let 5 downstairs to get it right. Come on.
All right. Well, anyways, but you know, people have told me before that, you know, I'm kind of loud, like they can kind of hear my thoughts, right? But, you know, it's only at certain times certain people can hear my thoughts. Usually when people are driving around, they're zoomed out anyways. They're like in that realm anyways. So it might be easy for them to pick up on my inner struggles. So I'm not really blaming anybody at the same time. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, why do you submit to the demonic side of this signal? Like, okay, obviously the signal's destructive, you know? So why are you listening to those voices? It doesn't make sense. It's almost like people don't even guard their own consciousness at times. You know, they just let shit take over, and then it's just like, oh, I'm just do this because this voice is the loudest. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's all in the works. It's all. I'm gonna figure everything out as I keep studying, keep doing what I'm doing, and stuff like that. And you got to be very mindful of drivers nowadays because people don't know how to drive. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be very mindful of drivers because it's dangerous. They're in a car, and they could hit you, man. They could hit you, and you could die. So, you know, being out here without a shuttle, without a little vehicle of protection, you know, I'm very exposed. Not only is my mind exposed, but I don't have anyone or anybody like that guards me. You know, the only one who's like really looking out for me at this point would be, you know who I'm talking about. And yeah, it's scary, man. You know, being out here like this is not for the faint of heart. You know, it's not for the faint of heart, man. But that's pretty much it. I was just online, you know, doing my regular studies and stuff like that. Oh, another thing that I wanted to tell you guys actually is because I'm under such a heavy, you know, ethereal attack, or however you want to say it, because if I put it into scientific terms to you guys, it's gonna sound like science fiction anyways. So I'm just gonna say how it is. It's spiritual. So I've been going through demonic attacks, right? Demons have been in and out my shit because supposedly I probably opened a part of my third eye, but I probably did it in a way where it was like magic, right?
Hold my phone up.
But the thing that you guys need to realize is I'm actually forging a grimoire, and Solomon, he has a grimoire, and it was given to him supposedly from one of the angels or from God himself, because he asked God if he could give him wisdom and stuff like that, and God was like something like, most humans just ask me for riches. Well, you're asking me for actual wisdom and stuff like that. And so he was like, you know what? I'm gonna give you what you're asking for, and because you have asked of these things, which is knowledge, wisdom, and basically like to know everything, you know, the truth of everything. God said all the other external stuff is gonna come with that as a byproduct of you being so wise and so have such clairvoyance and things like that, right? So Solomon supposedly, right? He wrote down, he had a book of spells, a grimoire, which had the greater key and the lesser key. And I really do believe that this holds power because before all this started happening, I actually made a circle, right? With a regular 5-pointed star, upright 5-pointed star, because that's the only way I know how to make it. And I did this spell, you know? I did this spell, and basically what I did was I told the entity, my familiar, because I said, my familiar, you know, you're the only one who hears my pain. I did this whole poem, which was supposed to be like a summoning, like a conjuring, right? And I really felt it in my heart, like I really believed that shit, you know? And I recited the prayer or whatever that I wrote. Basically what it was in the prayer is, I can't remember it verbatim because I burned it in the middle of the circle. After I made it and after I recited it, like I think 33 times or 30 times, I forget. Because someone told me if you say something like 30 times, it becomes real to your subconscious. So actually, Pastor Dowell told me that from Straightway Truth Ministries. I was part of a cult. You guys can look it up on YouTube. It's called Straightway Truth Ministries. He's a black pastor. You know, he's really like big and shit, like, you know. And he's not big like fat. He's just like, he works out and stuff. He's not skinny either, so you know, he's pretty hefty motherfucker. But yeah, that guy told me that, right? So I really do believe that these seals, once decoded, will bring you power, but you have to actually know what these seals symbolize and everything that they stand for. So I started learning Hebrew, right? So I'm learning the Hebrew alphabet right now, and that shit is fucking like nothing compared to the English alphabet, bro. Like, it has numerical values, fucking hidden fucking values within one little symbol. There's like numerical values, there's definition to it, and then there's not only the sounding out of the letter or the symbol. I'll call it a symbol because it's more like a symbol, you know. So you have symbols within symbols in Solomon's grimoire that have to be decoded, and some of the symbols that I was looking at are pretty fucking impressive, man. Pretty fucking impressive. I'm not really sure exactly how to execute this. And I don't want to do that again, because honestly, me doing the spell in that field that day may be the byproduct of the community harassment. Maybe I'm not doing something that I'm supposed to be doing according to the spirit, right? Like according to the entity that I've summoned. So like the entity that I saw, I basically told him, listen, I want to be unattractive. I want to be like basically undeniably attractive to the opposite sex, right? I want to attract quality women into my life. I want to be a quality man. But also the men who I attracted to my life, I want to be quality men as well. I don't want them to be attracted to me in a sexual way. I just want the women to find me irresistibly attractive in a sexual way. Like I literally said this in the spell thing, right? And I didn't think it would work, because like 3 days went by and nothing really happened. I didn't feel any different. No one treated me really any different, you know, things like that. And I was just like, okay, well, it's nonsense. And then within that month, I'd say, a lot of shit started to happen. I met Nancy, you know, and Nancy was gay. She was lesbian, and she had an affinity for me. She was like really, really like into me and stuff, but she's gay. You know what I'm saying? And my friend Diego at the time actually told me, yo, she's gay. I don't even know how you got her to like you. And Antonio told me, yo, you stupid as hell. He was like, you can fuck Nancy, bro. She likes you. I can't get her to fuck me. I can't get her to do shit because she's lesbian. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, well, okay. And I still didn't put it together because it had been so long since I did the spell. But then once I started to realize what was going on and what was being said, then I realized, okay, this is because I did this. So now I'm scared. It's like I'm scared to like follow through with the spell that I casted, because put it this way. You can't just write a spell and not take action. You have to take action, right? There also has to be a sacrifice in place when you cast a spell. If there's no sacrifice in place, if you're not sacrificing anything, then that means that you don't want it. The spiritual realm has to know that you want it. So something has to be sacrificed, okay? So how do you know that it's gonna work? If you really, really, really like something, like let's say for an example, you have like a bunch of, I don't know, like important shit that you, maybe drawings that you drew, right? And you tell them, I'm gonna sacrifice these drawings. There goes my mentor right there, by the way. You get to meet my mentor. But there he goes right there, driving. I'm gonna be working with him soon, cutting trees and stuff. He's gonna need us. But I mean, he don't really need us. He's just helping me out, man. He's a great guy. That's one of the angels I was talking about. So basically, I put this spell in place, right? And I said I want to be irresistibly attractive to women of quality, to beautiful women, right? I want where I go, I want my presence to be known. I want to stand out from the crowd, you know, things like that. And I was like, I want quality men to be attracted to my life, people of quality who always look and chase for better, right? So a month from then, a couple months later, I meet Angel, the two angels, right? The old man and Junior, the one who just drove by. And he was a business dude. He was a business guy. Money, chasing money. And he took me right in. Didn't even second guess it. You know, I was driving his truck and everything. He trusted me so much. He even lent me one of his pistols, his guns, right? This is before I caught my assault charges. And so I'm driving around, picking up shit for him, doing things for him, you know, things like that. And, you know, of course, I'm driving that shit. Because I think he had like a turbo GMC Sierra lowered. And it was lowered. You know what I'm saying? That shit was nice, bro. I used to show off with that. But, yeah, and I think that's just what they want me to do. They just want me to get my quality girl that I had in my mind, the one that I had imagined in my mind, and reach my dream state, which was basically like me being rich, and like I said to you guys before, being completely free. Like, I'm talking so wealthy, I don't have to worry about where my money is going to come from or what I'm going to do today. I can do whatever's on my heart because I have the money to do so. Therefore, I'm free. I can travel wherever I want. I can help out whoever I want to help. I can buy whatever I want. I can, you know, go to Six Flags. I don't fucking know. Build a business, employ people. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever the fuck it is that I want to do that day, I can do it. You know? I can initiate it at least. Probably won't get done in a day, but at least the initiation is there because I have the funds to do so. And I wrote it down and then I burnt it in the middle of the circle. And now I'm being harassed because I think what it is I'm not falling in line with the contract that I structured. And these spirits, bro, these entities, they're very, very vicious. They're not gonna relent. It doesn't matter what you tell them. You wrote the contract out and then you burned it. And you felt it in your heart. And not only did you feel it in your heart and you meant it, and they know that, right? There was a sacrifice in place. So now they owe you, right? So if they don't give you what you're owed, then they get punished on that side. See what I'm saying? But they're not going to stop until the task that was initiated is complete. See? Those are the spirits that you can conjure up to do your bidding. Out here, humans have very, 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 very amazing abilities, bro. It's not just how strong you are physically. It's about how strong you are mentally and how focused you are spiritually, right? So really that's the human's actual ability is mental strength, you know? As long as you have a brain, you're going to be one of the most attractive people, period. Because if a woman knows you're smart, you can take down someone that's big. You can take down a T-Rex. You know what I'm saying? 50 caliber right to the head. Come on now. The human brain at work. You don't gotta be extra big and shit. You just have to be intelligent. So I was intelligent enough to figure out how I'm gonna craft this spell. Right? I was intelligent enough to go, okay, I don't really wanna have to sacrifice my blood. I don't wanna have to like sacrifice a person. Hell no. I don't wanna have to sacrifice an animal. So I'm like, what is it that I can sacrifice that I actually care about? I'll sacrifice a poem that I wrote as a portion of my intellectual property. Here, you can have this portion of my intellectual property. And it was a beautiful poem, bro. And this is how I know, because I'm an artist, right? I write raps. I memorize everything that I write. I can't even remember the poem or recite it for you guys. Like, I can't even like remember that shit. But I know for a fact that it was a beautiful poem that I was scared to burn. I was like, bro, well, I'm really gonna burn this right now over a dumbass spell that might not even work. Like you know, that was a sacrifice, man. I was really losing something right there. And I fucking did it. The song that I wrote right before I did the spell, it's actually on SoundCloud. It's called Devil at Heart on SoundCloud. And if you look at the imagery behind it, I drew that imagery really quickly. I drew it and I wrote what I was feeling, you know, at the bottom. You know, only one hears my pain, my joy, my suffering. Never alone, no, not alone, whatever, my familiar to my familiar, right? And that's what happened. Boom. So that could be that actually could be what's really going on out here, you know? You know, that part of me, or that part that let's just say my familiar spirit that I conjured up, is probably like, you know, pulling its hair out trying to give me what the fuck I asked for, because it actually owes me that. Because I did do a sacrifice and it was heartfelt, you know? I did everything properly. I drew a circle and shit like that. And sacrifices don't necessarily have to be like, you know, external. They can be internal too, like an internal sacrifice, like besides the intellectual property part, I don't recommend anybody sacrificing any portion of their intellectual property, because this allows somehow, maybe, I'm saying this maybe, it may allow those spirits to share your thoughts to anyone they want to. And not everyone has your best interests at heart, you know? But then again, these entities are very, very powerful and very, very intelligent. So they're not like stupid. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're very intelligent, you know? They're ethereal. They're like, time to them is like nothing in our time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely don't do that. But another form of sacrifice is like fasting and abstaining from any worldly desires, like sex, you know, gluttony, things like that. You know, if you abstain from that as a sacrifice in your spell, that's a suitable enough sacrifice. You know, like you just quit everything. Maybe you like to smoke weed all the time. You just stop smoking weed, and that's a sacrifice right there, because a part of you really wants to smoke. You know. That's pretty much it, guys. As I continue this journey on forging my book of spells and finding my true abilities and where I fit in this whole world structural thing, I'll keep vlogging, and when my grimoire is complete, I'll let you guys know when it's complete, and we'll see what happens. And I'm still homeless, by the way. You know, I'm just filling my time, trying to stay sane out here. You know, so anything you guys can help out with, you know, money wise, if you guys can help out, I'll probably start a GoFundMe or something like that too. And yeah, just thanks for the support and the encouragement, and see you in the next video.